great Friday morning, March 20th, 2020. To God be the glory for yet another day, and happy spring, everybody. I know you're excited for new beginnings. God shows his people so many revelations, and I know he has done so in your heart today. He certainly has in my heart, and I'm excited for what he is doing and what he's going to do. We are in Proverbs 31, and it has something to do with what the Lord revealed to me. But backstory. You know, I traveled maybe 6 years ago or so. I packed up my truck and took my son and my niece. At the time, I believe she was a sophomore in high school, and she's 24 now, so maybe 10 or 12 years ago, or 10 years ago. Anyway, we headed out on a road trip across east, and we went all the way to Sag Harbor on the coast of New York. And it was a long trip, and it was very interesting, but the Lord got us there. And the reason why I wanted to go was to hang out at the Hamptons, right? I wanted to see what's the big deal. I've been to Martha's Vineyard before. I've been to Shishi Poo Poo locations, but it was something about that area. But specifically, I wanted to visit B. Smith's restaurant. And we had a chance to dine there. She wasn't there at the time. I believe Dan Gasby was around, her husband. But it was expensive, and it was tasty. But we ate outside, yes, and we were across the ocean, and it was nice. And then we stayed at a bed and breakfast. I guess it was Airbnb, maybe when I was first starting. But it was very important for that exposure. And this chapter, Proverbs 31, reminds me of her, and people will call her the Black Martha Stewart, but she heard someone say that, and she said, no, because we've been doing domesticated work all along. That's in our lineage. And when on the way here, I was thinking about how my grandmother, right, she would go in the north suburbs, and I believe she would clean Jewish, rich, wealthy families' homes, right? And she was able to save her money and build wealth and buy a gray stone on the west side of Chicago. So that's in our bones. It's in our DNA. So don't let people say, oh no, we're not Proverbs 31 women. It's in here. And of course it starts with verse 10, but in 13 it says she worketh willingly with her hands. Verse 17, she girdeth her loins, she strengtheneth her arms, and she stretches out her hand to the poor. She reaches forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of what's happening in the household because she's prepared. Strength and honor are her clothing. She shall rejoice in the time to come. She was just so diligent as far as providing food. And the Lord gave me a vision as far as that, you know, being a vegan. He said to share recipes. Start, doing that, because people are really into health right now. And you have, Michelle, according to CPS, you have another 30 days to be in your on your sanitizing, sanctifying Sabbath. So this is prime time to do this. So I encourage you to look at the fruit of your hands. What are you creating during this time? What are you blessing others with? Amen. And the Lord will guide each one of his people. In Psalms 20, the Lord is still hearing us in the day of trouble, verse 1. And we know that we trust in the name of the Lord. We're not trusting in news reports and assistance from governments and everything. No, the Lord will preserve his own. So in the meantime, out of Zion, Psalms 50, verse 2, the perfection of beauty God has shined. God is shining in our lives in this beautiful day. Even though we don't see the physical sunshine, I saw it for a glimpse, but know that God's sunshine is in our heart, and it is up to us to spread the good news, spread his love, spread his beauty, and make some great things with our hands. Have a great day producing great works.